A Woodstock man who was paralyzed while assigned to protect diplomats overseas no longer has to wonder whether his insurance company will pay his bills.
Well, the Fox 5 team first reported on Willie Myers' frustrating fight. He's a diplomatic security officer who was cut off from getting the benefits that he says he needs to one day leave his wheelchair.
Well, Fox 5 team reporter Randy Travis returns now with some encouraging new developments. Randy?
That's right, Rustin Sine. Military contractors are not eligible for benefits provided to the soldiers. That's why Myers' company was required by law to provide private insurance. But we found plenty of complaints from people like Myers, who says multiple insurance companies delayed their benefits too, hoping they'd settle for far less than they deserved.
1, 2, 3.
This is not the Willie Myers we remember.
Oh, Christ.
The last time we visited Myers 9 months ago, his routine was painful only in its dullness. Day after day sitting in his den, texting with his mouth stick, letting valuable rehab time slip away.
I think the hope in some aspects is to draw it out, thinking that, I'll just wait, and then they'll offer me a small amount and I'll just take it.
He found himself confined to a wheelchair after years of protecting visiting diplomats like John Kerry or Condoleezza Rice through dangerous places like Iraq or Afghanistan. He worked for a private security company required by federal law to carry insurance should tragedy hit. In 2014, it did. Myers became paralyzed from the neck down when a huge wave hit him while swimming off the coast of Israel. But the insurance carrier denied his claim, arguing that he wasn't really in a so-called zone of special danger when the accident happened.
I was injured preparing for a PT test, which was a job requirement, because if I didn't pass it, I would have been sent home for being unphysically fit.
Other private contractors complained to Congress that multiple insurance providers also denied or dragged out their claims. Myers had to stop his physical therapy at the Shepherd Center in 2015 when the insurance company dropped his coverage. After our report in March, the Shadow Warriors organization arranged for him to resume his rehab.
All right. I stand.
Myers said the insurance carrier twice offered him six-figure settlements, but he went to federal court to argue they owed him much more.
I've been shot at, okay? Playing a game with somebody who sits behind a desk, who doesn't know me, who doesn't know what my responsibilities are, who doesn't know my family's. I can play that game.
This week, he got the judge's decision.
You haven't had a lot of good days in the last year or so.
No.
I imagine that was a good day.
That was an awesome day.
In the end, the judge gave Willie everything he asked for. $145,000 in back pay, another $1,346 every week for the rest of his life, and perhaps the most important, requires the insurance company to pay all his medical bills, both past and future. That means at least 4 hours a day, twice a week, Willie Myers will not be stuck in his den. He'll be at the Shepherd Center in Atlanta, planning his next mission, finding a good seat for his daughter's high school graduation, May 23rd, 2017.
Put it this way, my goal is not to take a wheelchair to her graduation.
Now, according to Myers, the first settlement offer was a check for $175,000. When he said no, they bumped it up to $300,000. But neither offer, he says, covered any of his past medical bills or future needs. He's hoping that this win will encourage others in his situation not to take the early settlement and to fight like he did. But you can understand why it would be tempting to take that money if you need it to pay medical bills, or maybe pay for your house, you're behind on your mortgage, and you take the small amount of money instead of getting what you think you should deserve, coverage for the rest of your life.
And you're stuck, right?
His resilience is very impressive. I'm wondering, he said that he wants to be able to walk at his daughter's graduation. Is that a possibility?
He wants to be out of his wheelchair at his daughter's graduation. I think he understands that there's no chance he can actually walk again because he has a C4, C5 fracture and very limited use of his arms and legs now. But it's getting better. I mean, it was better this time than it was 9 months ago when we saw him, because he's getting all that wonderful therapy over at Shepherd. I mean, he's got benefits now, so he's got a future. He's got hope.
He's clearly a fighter as well,
for sure.
So that carries him a long way.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Randy.
Thanks, Randy.